Well, greetings everyone. This is Bill Gibbons, Crypto Hunt, back with an update on the status of our explorations of southern Cameroon. Well, firstly, I would like to apologize for this long delay. As some of you know, my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer in September 2018. Now, since then, she's been receiving treatment here in Canada and also in Mexico at the Angeles Hospital in Tijuana, which is an absolutely wonderful place. In fact, the ward that we were on, the floor, was full of Americans and one Canadian family getting treatment. And I have to say, the Mexicans really know their stuff. So far, my wife has responded remarkably well to treatment. She's put on weight, eating full meals, she's full of energy, and you would not think she was ill to look at her. So her C-scan comes up soon, in next month, October, and we are very hopeful for great results. So if you do pray, please pray for my wife, Terry. Her name is Fee Chin, but she goes by Terry, and this is her here. As you can see, she looks really well. So we are, again, hoping and praying for a full recovery. So thank you all for your patience. Now, getting on with the expedition, my French colleague Mokele-mbembe returned to Cameroon last June for a short trip to gather information around the Upper Jar region near the Inki Falls. Now, new reports of the Mokele-mbembe, the Amela Antuka, the killer of elephants, and the Dode, the bipedal primate, were gathered, and they did try to get a bit further into the forest. But there are some looming problems in Cameroon that I'll be going into shortly. Now, the team also found these very strange footprints that were left by an animal of considerable size that came out of the river and headed into the forest. Now, as you can see, this is hard, shingly ground, and these footprints are clearly imprinted in that particular type of surface. So this was a big animal. None of the guides, who are all very experienced animal trackers, were familiar with these prints, and when Michel returned to France, he could not find a single zoologist that could identify them either. Now, I've attempted to persuade Michel to put these game cameras or cam trackers in a location where many of the odd footprints have been found and leave them there for at least 3 months. So we can put them in November or December and then go back and pick them up at the end of March. That way we are bound to get something interesting on film. Now, pictured here is Michel's team. They're all Frenchmen, along with local guides and informants. That's Michel himself. This is Joseph, a Cameroonian police officer with his AK-47. Aubrey, a forest ranger with the same weapon. And André, a fisherman who has observed Mokele-mbembe firsthand and has agreed to work with Michel to locate areas where one of the animals might be observed. Now, the big problem here is a civil war is looming in Cameroon, with rebel groups now operating in the north, west, south and southwest of the country, and all are seeking to establish their own small independent states. The United States government has issued a travel advisory to avoid traveling to Cameroon, including the following areas, and I'm quoting from their website. Quote, do not travel to north, far north, northwest and southwest regions and parts of east and Adamawa regions due to crime and kidnapping. Far north region is due to terrorism. Northwest and southwest regions due to armed conflict. Violent crimes such as armed robbery, carjackings is common throughout Cameroon. Local police lack resources to respond effectively to serious criminal incidents. Now, we were hoping to travel to the north of Cameroon to investigate some Mokele-mbembe or Mokele-mbembe reports in that area. In fact, the animal in that location is known as the Jagonini, which means giant diver. But we cannot now go north to Cameroon because of Al-Shabaab. That's the African Islamic terrorist group that's been making more daring excursions into northern Cameroon against the civilian population there. Now, we are considering entering Cameroon from here in Wesso in the northern Congo. which would take us north on the Sanga River, which is Mokele-mbembe country. But the Congolese army is now there due to the rebel activity in southern Cameroon, and this might cause some complications, given how slow and corrupt the Congolese bureaucratic system can be. Now, in discussing this situation with Michel, we feel that a return to Gabon is long overdue. Those of you who are familiar with Mokele-mbembe history will remember the late James T. Powell, who was studying rainforest crocodiles in Gabon in the 1970s, and who picked up stories from the Fang people concerning a long-necked river monster called Nyamala that killed hippos whenever it encountered them. Now, he conveyed this information to Roy Mackall, who, after carefully studying all the available maps of the region, decided that an area of unexplored swamp between the Sanga and the Ubangi rivers in the People's Republic of the Congo would be the best place to search. Now, while Roy was correct in this, no one has been searching the rivers of Gabon in the last 30 years. Most of the information gathered by Powell concerning Nyamala activity came from the Ogui and the Nguni rivers, as we can see here. Therefore, we will be altering our plans to explore this region until things calm down in Cameroon. Of interest to us is not only the Nyamala, but old reports of a strange forest rhino, which could be the legendary Emela Ntuka, or killer of elephants in the Congo. As both countries are next to each other with an imaginary line on a map called the border, it would not be so surprising to find our horned terror in Gabon also. We will also inquire about the giant forest spider and the bipedal primate known in Cameroon as the dode, which is greatly feared by the pygmies. Another animal that may exist in Gabon is the so-called water panther, that apparently ambushes animals that drink by the river and sometimes attacks the occasional canoe. Here we have a clip showing a panther that's actually swimming underwater. At first we thought that the natives were talking about just an ordinary panther, but it seems that the animal that they are referring to is in fact something quite different. It's spotted like a leopard, has a mane like a lion, very large canine teeth like a saber tooth. And this is the animal they describe and the one that they're very much afraid of, and they avoid certain parts of the river where they believe that the water panther is present. So that will be something interesting to look into. So once again, my apologies for the long delay in bringing you this update, but hopefully I can bring you more information in the near future. Well folks, that's it for now. I have included a couple of links below for you to watch, including a link to the website of the artist Alberto Gennari, who is wonderfully talented and provided many of the images that you saw here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do so. Now, even though my channel has been demonetized by YouTube, it's always nice to get new subscribers. So until then, this is Bill Gibbons saying thank you very much for listening, and I will be back with another update as soon as I can. Until then, take care. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.